Hi, everyone, and welcome to Divine Resolution Tarot. If you're new, my name is Chanel. If you're returning, thank you for giving me the opportunity to read for all of you again. This reading is intended for the sign of Pisces. If you're watching for Pisces, reverse the roles. No extended on this because I have some other things going on. I'm just going to read whatever comes out. So Pisces, Ace of Pentacles in reverse for your energy, Temperance being the bottom of your deck. All right, so it looks like there's a delay in something that you're wanting. Part of that has to do with the fact that there's something in your life that needs to end before you can be available to accept this new opportunity, or before the universe will present this opportunity for you. And that's because whatever it is that it feels like you're still very attached to would keep you from being able to give 100% of yourself to this opportunity. So that could be a relationship, that could be perhaps a business taking off. It could even be something as simple as you not finding the apartment you want because you're still too busy to start really packing up and moving, right? There's something in the works for you. I feel like you've been thinking about it for quite some time, but there's a tie here that I feel like is almost toxic. And that's what I mean about moving. Like maybe you're not finding that great apartment because you have somebody who's trying to live with you, right? And so you have to set that boundary first. There's something here that I feel like the universe wants so badly to give to you, but it's not meant for everyone. And so you may be dealing with an Aries or have Aries in your chart because they got something a little bit similar to this. For some of you, you're struggling with like an addiction at this time in your life. And so if you're feeling like opportunities are not presenting themselves, it's because you wouldn't have the wherewithal to hold on to whatever it is or to really invest in it because you're of two minds. You get what I'm saying? The problem here, I feel like, is that you're not allowing people to help you. So I'm not sure what exactly this entails because it feels like to me, there's very much the energy of feeling like you have to do everything by yourself. And so this opportunity could be coming from someone outside of you, right? But it looks like perhaps you're holding on to this energy of like you have to be a specific person or you have to move a specific way. And so it looks like you could have even cut whoever this person is that would be giving you this opportunity out of your life, based on the fact that perhaps you're experiencing some pride at this time in your life, feeling like you have to like stay the course, right? I think for you, Pisces, something that'll be very good to take a look at is like, how did you get where you are right now? Because it seems like when I'm looking at the bottom of your deck, you were doing really good. And then it's like all of a sudden you started paying attention to something else or you started allowing something else into your life. And I just see this dramatic like turning point where you have so much less than what you had before. For some of you, you've allowed someone to come back into your life and it's like you were doing really good. So you let this person be in your space again. And now you're like way far back from where you were, right? This almost feels like you had to return to square one. Okay. So it might be time to really start paying attention to who you're giving your time to or what kinds of situations you're putting yourself in, because it feels like when you weren't dealing with whatever or whoever this was, you were really making progress in your life. And then it feels like as soon as this situation arose in your life, whether you reconciled with someone or perhaps you thought like, oh, I can drink casually or, oh, I can move my attention over here for just a little bit. It just took everything you've been working for away, right? And so I feel like if you're going to recreate anything in your life, you're going to have to really go back to the drawing board and take a look at the whole situation rather than just where you are right now. Because what I'm seeing is that you're only focusing on like a piece of the situation. You're looking at it like, I'm such a screw up. if I would have done things different, but you're not taking into account anything that's blocking your progress, right? And that could be a person, that could be a situation, that could be an addiction, like I said, but there's something here that I feel like is just completely kind of destroying you guys' life, right? So it's time for that to come to an end, because I see that if you don't make the necessary action to distance yourself from whatever this is, your Ace of Pentacles is going to stay in the reverse, right? It's almost like you're giving up on what you want to live what other people want for you. So maybe it's obligations that you've started to put as a priority over yourself, or like people's expectations. This is an environmental situation. This is something in your environment. And it's like, as soon as you ignore it or create distance from it, you're fine, right? It could even be that you have like really toxic family. And so you're doing really good until they start coming around, and then all of your doubts flare up, right? Or the way they view you, it's like it blocks you from your progress or the way that you view yourself. Let's get some more information. Okay, so you're going to have to take a stand here, right? I feel like there's something that you're avoiding at this time in your life. And I think a big part of that is that if you really looked at the situation, you would realize that you have to set a boundary that may not be very comfortable for you, right? But you're falling back into old patterns, Pisces. And so I'm kind of worried about you guys, because it looks like you wanted something different for yourself, right? You wanted to go on a different path. And it feels like you're being met with so much opposition from people in your environment. It's very possible that people down you or tell you that like you can't do it or you'll never reach your goals. And you're just giving into that, right? And so the universe is withholding at this time whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, because it wants you to make the decision that your vision is your truth. You get what I'm saying? Because as long as you keep whatever this is in your life, even if you got what you wanted, you would find a way to screw it up, because it would be like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay. When I'm looking at what you're doing, it's like you would rather not assert your boundaries because you don't want to create conflict. You're trying to keep the peace, right? You're kind of hoping that if you make that sacrifice of whatever this is, or you play the role that it feels like people have come to expect of you, that eventually these people will be your success, that they'll elevate you. But when I'm looking at your environment, you got the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So it doesn't matter what you do, Pisces. I feel like in your environment, there's someone that's always going to remind you of what you didn't do or what you should have done better. Okay. And so I feel like the universe is kind of allowing this to happen to you because you need to be able to stand up for yourself, right? Speak your truth. Who do you know yourself to be, right? Because it feels like you're just comparing yourself to whatever this person's idea of you is, to the point that you are allowing that to become your reality, right? There's a feeling of depression. There's a feeling of hopelessness. There's a feeling of just kind of giving up on your dreams publicly, and then berating yourself for not going after what you want. And then the environment around you is reflecting that, right? Because all of your opportunities that I'm seeing and everything that you've been working on, it feels like it's beginning to dissipate. And unfortunately, you're taking that as evidence of like, oh, this person is right, or this situation is right. I'm not worth it, or I can't have what I want, right? But in reality, it's where you are vibrationally. You've actually stopped pursuing what you want. And so, of course, when you stop pursuing your goal, you're not going to see the progress there, but you've also stopped believing that you can attain what you desire, right? And your beliefs are so important as far as getting what you want out of life. So the universe is asking you to make a choice, right? Do you want to be whatever it is that's over here that's making you so sad because that doesn't upset the apple cart or the status quo? Or are you going to actually go after, right, who you know yourself to be, who your vision of yourself is, that bigger, higher self vision of yourself, and break out of kind of this old paradigm, right? For some of you, this could be a mother who has a tendency to like rain on your parade all the time. For others of you, this could be an ex-partner, who is just very bitter and very miserable, to be quite frank, right? For those of you who are battling an addiction, I would say that it might be time to look at your surroundings. If you have like a family of addicts or a friend group that are addicts, it really might be time to start creating distance from those people, because it feels like, Pisces, when you're on your own, you're actually just fine, right? You know what you want, you know where you're going, you feel that drive and you follow it, and you're not second guessing yourself until you get around whatever this is. And then all of a sudden you just start feeling like you don't have what it takes to get what you want. Okay, let's take a look at your advice, Magician in the reverse. So you have all the tools you need, but the thing about it is you may need to distance yourself from whatever this is for a while, okay? Because it's not helping you get where you need to go. For some of you, this could just be an environment, right? If you've always been in the same neighborhood, you've always been around the same people, they have a way of doing things and they make fun of you if you want something more. There's an energy here of you not using everything that's at your disposal to get you where you want to go. It's like you're just kind of giving up and accepting like this is how it's always going to be, right? But I'm not seeing any swords here. So you're only paying attention to what this narrative is, right? You're not having your own ideas about it and cutting through some of this confusion, right? To find the clarity about, hey, maybe the opportunities I want aren't coming towards me because I'm, living back with my mom who's an addict and she's just going to squander my wealth, right? Or maybe the opportunities aren't coming towards me because I'm paying attention to this ex. And every time I focus on them, I feel lack, right? And because I'm so enmeshed in their energy, I'm not meeting that new person, right? Because I won't even be available for them. You get what I'm saying? Now, looking at these cards in regards to love, it feels like you're giving up on something or someone because they kind of said one thing and then did another, right? So let's clarify that. You got someone who has feelings for you, but the stability is not there. This person, I feel like that you're dealing with kind of has this attitude of either, okay, it's never going to work because nothing in my life has ever worked. So a super defeated person, or this is somebody who's trying really hard to hold on to the past. Okay, so for some of you, you're dealing with somebody who is not willing to leave a relationship they're in to be able to make you a priority, right? Let's take a look at this. All right, so the person you're dealing with has a tendency to go back to someone else. And I feel like they're not willing to choose. And that's part of why the universe is making this happen for you. Because I'm seeing, as far as love, there's somebody who's giving you an offer, but they're not emotionally available. And this is kind of stupid because it's like either they're emotionally available, but they don't want a relationship, or they want a relationship, but they're not emotionally available. For some of you, you're dealing with two different people, right? There's an energy here of someone being very hot and cold, not knowing what they want, showing up one minute and then disappearing the next, and possibly being with someone else when they're not with you. I feel like this person has a tendency to treat you like you're never going to go anywhere, right? For you, I see that you're wanting something new, and I don't think you want this person. But I feel like you have tried to give this person the chance to prove to you in a tangible way that they could show up for you. You're trying to like guard your emotions. And I feel like this person is showing you all the reasons why they're not a good match for you. Okay. Yeah. Because this is showing me that this person realizes the error of their ways. But at the same time, because it seems like they're so on the fence, or they're dealing with more than just you, they have a tendency to come very close and then leave very quickly. There's an energy of them feeling like they always want to be single. This is also somebody I feel like that doesn't want to upset anybody. So you could be dealing with a twin, because I'm seeing that you're kind of having that same energy of not wanting to upset people and assert your boundaries, right? But this is someone who really has the energy of like, I want you, but I don't. I'm single, but I'm not available. I want a relationship, but not with you. I want you, but not a relationship. You get what I'm saying? It's like this person is always in two minds about what they want. And unfortunately, it feels like there's multiple people involved in this situation. So as far as the universe goes, you have two choices, right? You can revisit this again when it doesn't really benefit you and it makes you feel bad, and you've already seen this for what it is, right? Because this person is kind of a time wasting situation. Or you can do something else by creating distance, moving on, and choosing to let this person go. It's very possible you're dealing with a fire sign. This is not somebody new. This is somebody that I feel like you've definitely gone through a lot with this person, right? So I feel like you have an opportunity after you watch this to decide, is this something that you want to keep giving your time to, or is it time to pack it up? With Magician being the advice, I feel like this person is very, very manipulative, and they have a tendency of just trying to get you to stay where you are so that you can continue to give to them and kind of waste your time, right? So the advice here is for you to look at what you've already seen in this connection, right? Stop waiting for something that feels like it's never going to come. You should really try to work on asserting your boundaries, right? Because I feel like whoever this is, once they get into your space, everything gets messed up with you, and you're making such good progress on your own. What would happen if you just decided not to deal with this and to be solo for a little bit, right? Where would you be in 10 months, 5 months? How different would your life look, and what kind of people would you attract into it, right? So let's get a love oracle card for you all. And then I'm going to pull a money message and some self-care cards to see what the universe wants you to know. What do we got? All right. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. So it kind of feels like you guys are in the thick of it right now. It feels like you're in a situation where you're having to really look at toxic people, limiting beliefs, and really put a stop to that once and for all if you want to move on to the next phase of your journey, right? I mean, when it comes to people, Pisces, they're either going to get right or they're going to get left, but that doesn't mean that you should have to stop the show or dim your shine, right? Because other people around you can't get it together. Let's get a money message for you guys. Let's see what you got. All right, unlimited ideas. Your mind is one with God's infinite mind. Therefore, you have complete access to unlimited ideas guaranteed to bring blessings. All you need to do is to take divinely guided action to allow these ideas to come into fruition. So you guys are so blessed, and you don't feel that way because it seems like people are kind of putting ideas in your head that you're not important, or that things can't work, or you don't have what it takes. But you're connected to Source, right? Source is giving you all this guidance. And so you have to really pick, like, am I going to let these people be what I follow, or is it going to be what my higher self is telling me, right? Let's get some self-care cards. Magnificence. I love that for you guys. Own your magnificence. The world needs your brilliance and grace. So it feels like the universe is trying to bring you somewhere new, right? And people fear that. They don't like change. You got pleasure. Do something just for fun. Pleasure is one of life's essential nutrients. So it sounds like you guys need to have more fun, right? You're just kind of so bogged down right now and tired. It feels like you need to go out, do something you enjoy. Just put all this on the back burner if you can, right? Because you really need to reconnect with yourself. You got stay optimistic. Your dreams are coming true. Don't quit right before the miracle occurs. So I feel like, people are afraid. They don't want to lose you. They don't like that perhaps you're changing or you're moving differently. And because you're not seeing evidence of why you should keep going the direction you're going, it's easy to listen to people who are like naysayers, right? But you just have to hold on to your truth, right? Your dreams are coming true. Your miracle is coming, but you have to have that laser focus. So if you can maintain that tunnel vision, if you can look at the ways that people are trying to manipulate you, right, to get what they want from you, to keep you in your small self or keep you where it's comfortable for them, then you should very easily be able to overcome that. Okay. All right, Pisces, this was your message. Thank you for allowing me to read for all of you, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye.